So today I'm having another look at the woodwork, starting to sand it down where I filled it and regretting how much excess I left behind. I was using like 120 grit and that was coming off slowly, but I've gone up to 80 grit, just using a block of wood, some sandpaper. I do have an electric sander, but I'm a bit worried I'd get carried away and sand all the wood away, so that would be a bad idea. So yeah, I'm just going to carry on. It's creating quite a lot of dust, so I'm doing it outside. But yeah, I will check back in a bit, show you how it's going. A quick update on my Morris Minor. I've done some of the sanding. You can see it's looking a bit better. Still needs a bit more, and this hole obviously isn't completely filled yet. But the bits along this middle rail are looking better. Again, there's a bit of a gap, but one thing I don't know. I mean, I think hopefully I've stopped it rotting further. So the fact that there's like a where is it? There's a bit of a hole. It's almost just like patina, maybe. So I might just leave it. I'm gonna get the rest of the varnish off and treat it all. I've already done some. I'll see if I can show you. Yeah, the window's open. So in the past, before I was filming anything, that middle rail, when I first bought the car, was completely rotten. It's the one that joins the cab at the front to the roof at the back, and you have this rubber piece in between, a piece of hardboard, I think, or plywood at the back, and then a piece of ash at the front. I think, oh no, sorry, the other way around. The ash is at the back. But yeah, what I was going to say is that the treatment that I did on that, I think I'll keep the same, which is rather than a varnish on the top, it's a sort of a mixture of, I think it's Cuprinol and Silkens is the other company that make the other, and you mix it sort of 50-50. I think one sort of gives the colour maybe and one gives the protection, and you soak it into the wood, and it's like a microporous coating that allows any water to like evaporate through the wood, rather than with a varnish it traps the moisture in. One slight problem is, so when I had done this before, where I was living, the car lived out on the drive, and so it was under a cover. Obviously there was condensation built up inside, and that's what these little black spots are on the wood. I think I can probably just sand that off, and I don't think it's affected the sort of integrity of the wood. But yeah, anyway, that's what I think I'm going to do down here. Do the same treatment. You can see the sanding's made quite a lot of dust. That's what all this is in here. But yeah, I think it's done something. It's better than it was. Obviously, as I think I've already mentioned, the best thing to do would be to take all this wood off completely and throw it all away and start again. But that's expensive and time consuming, and probably not a job I can do myself. But yeah, other jobs I want to do as well is get these windows out. It's apparently fairly easy to get the windows out, and just these rungers aren't in the best condition, and if that sort of helps trap water in when those rungers get blocked. And yeah, this side it's even worse. You can see it's completely deteriorated, so I need to fix that. I think it's fairly easy to get the windows out. I can't quite remember how you do it. I think it's possibly take off maybe that rail on the inside and that middle rail. Other things I've been thinking about doing as well, just sort of minor improvements. Nothing like over the top, but sort of things that if they're sort of those things existed at the time, they probably would have done, like replace these with like I don't know, they call gas struts, the sort that you'd get on a normal sort of boot lid, the sort of piston arrangement, rather than these stays. I think this one especially at the moment is completely jammed and stuck. I don't really, when the door's on, it will sort of just work. I did have a bit of a problem yesterday. I moved the car and realised that these balls that go in the hinges had fallen out, but it's okay, I managed to find them. Also need to work out what's going on, what I do with this bottom rail. I've got those bits of aluminium that I mentioned I might be able to make something with that will not rot away or keep it going. I need to tidy up the corners as well. So there's obviously a bit of the wood that I took out, which here it is. This was what was in there, and it's, I don't know which end that is, but it's just sort of snapped off a bit, but it's completely rotten. You can see that bit in the middle is just wobbling, the bit at the bottom I mean. But yeah, so I need to tidy that up, and I need to decide, well, I think these need replacing, these brackets, they're very frilly along the bottom, and that is a piece that goes from there, one piece all the way up here, so it's supporting the boot floor there, and it supports the bottom panel connects to that, and these side panels. But what I need to work out what to do is, and yeah, that's something I just noticed as well. So it's completely rotten out the bottom of that post, and I think you'd need to cut it. You'd be like up here where you're cutting it back into more solid wood. Obviously the top is rotten as well, so it's not a lot, but then it would need to work out what I put back. Is it a piece of wood? Do I just buy new corner posts? If I do it with something else, I've got to work out a way of fixing these lights back in the right place. I know what the right thing to do is just do it as it was in the factory, but the way it was done in the factory is quite clearly flawed. It was the way they did it at the time. It doesn't mean it was the perfect way to do it, and doesn't mean there's not a better way of doing it now. I think the way I want to do this car is, I guess, like a resto mod. If it will look right, more or less, from the outside and from a distance, but I might try and re-engineer it, if that's the right word, re-engineer it a bit. Although I don't know whether I really do have the skills to do that, so the easiest option would just be to follow what's been done before and just replace the wood. But I don't know, I want to do something different maybe, and I will keep thinking about it. The other thing as well is, this is the car, I'm going to keep this car forever, hopefully. I'm not doing this to do it up, to sell it, to move it on. This is my car, so I will do it the way I want to do it, and it will take the time it takes. Partly the way I'm doing this a bit is that I will still be able to keep driving the car. I don't think I can right now without that bottom rail holding sort of everything together, although the boot floor holds everything together, so maybe I can. But if I was to completely replace the wood, that is the car off the road for, I don't know, 6 months more. Yeah, I think I'm rambling now, so I'm going to stop. But I think with this just sort of sanding update and a little bit of a discussion, I think that's good enough for a video. So I think I will get that posted soon. Subscribers are going up, surprisingly. I'm not doing anything to advertise this, and I'm not planning on doing that at all, because I'm not really doing this for subscribers. But it's nice to see that people are watching it, and I'm getting some comments, all fairly nice comments as well, or constructive feedback, which is all welcome. So yeah, if you're one of those people, thank you for that, and goodbye.